going on? Maybe. Hello, you guys. This is Gigi with Invite the Light Readings coming to you with another reading. So, where we go. Kobe Bryant, the very ready Kobe Bryant that I wasn't 100% ready for. A good person, good soul, cheeky, funny. I don't know what else to say right now, but I feel like I started this video and I took too long today to get around to it. He's like waiting for me to get around to it, but I had a lot of shit to do, and I don't know. My motivation is not motivated around him, but just, I don't know. Maybe I just wasn't fast enough for him. So I'm gonna see what I can. He actually came last night and like really ready, you know, almost like basketball, right? Like how I saw him was like, you know, like when people before they have their game or whatever, a game, and they're just like, yeah, let's do this. And they got the ball and stuff like that. Like I literally felt him like that. And I'm like, Kobe, I don't even know why the hell are you even allowing yourself to materialize on this level. You need to materialize even higher while the energy flow is going that way. He's like, after a long kind of back and forth, like, you know, he was kind of good with the space that he's in right now. And his daughter actually, she's gone even higher. Like her energy is less dense, and it's not, when I say dense, usually when I mean dense, I mean really negative. But dense in the case of the density and the fullness of fleshiness as opposed to essence, let's say. But of course, she's less dense, or maybe karmic density, you know, obviously because she was much younger. But honestly, she's a full-on woman. I saw her transforming like into her adult self, or her being, which obviously is an adult. And so that was very interesting, I think, also for Kobe to see. But I think she is not around right now. She is definitely has gone higher, but he's chosen to kind of stay in this sort of realm, like right here for now. I'm like, bro, you need to go ahead. Like you're gonna have so much more you're gonna have so much more elasticity and bounce, you know. But right now I think you know, he is basically really concerned about not only his wife but his mother. And obviously he just really feels like, you know, things were so sudden that he really didn't get to pass along a lot of information that he would have liked to. I do believe, you know, obviously financially he was set, and he was also quite organized, but I still feel like he personally would have liked to have someone more in the know about his life affairs, you know, and the direction at which he may have wanted them to kind of go, or at least that he intended them to go at the time. And so I think, you know, right now he is concerned about that. And he is very much so letting me know with both of these earth cards, like, yeah, I am being dense, not dense like stupid, but I am definitely not transitioning much higher at the moment. So it's interesting, but as I kind of call that out in this video, I just kind of feel like he might be eventually changing his mind. But let's see what else Kobe really wants to say, because he kind of, you know, again, his family is his major concern. He is saying that he is sending bunches of love to his family, obviously, with this 10 of water. They really brought so much life to him. He loved the synergy. He's almost saying like, you guys are my team, you know, like you guys are my team. You are my team. we were our own team. And yeah, come on, Kobe, come with it. Now, you've been waiting all day. I know I kind of pissed you off. I mean, I don't know. I know I kind of did something. So, but come on, let's. Yeah, I think this has to do with me. So I'm gonna pull that out. What else do you really want to talk about? I just feel like, with these two cards here as well, there were some unfinished projects that he wanted to continue to work on as far as charity was concerned. There was a championship. There was like something, there was, I'm not sure if it was, I think with Gigi, what is this? What is this? Oh my God. Hold on. Gigi, his light. Gigi's so innocent and pure and just, she's springtime, you know, for anybody who lives in like a northern hemisphere, not a northern hemisphere, but like, anywhere where there's a spring and you understand when life comes bursting forward again, the beautiful, sweet smell in the air, the baby animals being born, the baby green on a tree, on a new tree leaf, and things of that nature. And sorry, I'm gonna move all of this. There's a lot going on in this frame. Pardon. A lot going on. Let's try to keep this clear. Besides this freaking thing, I wonder if I could just keep this out. It'd be so great if I could keep that out of the frame. It's just impossible. On Sunday, I have to figure that out. And he just sees his daughter, and he loves her innocence. And he's also saying that she is a very, very wise, and he knew that that was going to happen. He knew that that was something that was coming forward within her, or awakening within her. She always had it, but it was being activated within her, this wiseness. She always had this wiseness, this knowingness, and it didn't always come forth. It was something more that he could kind of sense about her. But also, especially with her thought process, I think that he appreciated, and he's appreciating now more than ever, like her thought process, and how fast she was able to process things on a deeper level, um, fast and integrate. And he always knew that she was already there, and that he was just kind of reverse engineering the whole time. As I've said that about Kobe as well. Like some of his methods were reverse engineering, like his biggest goals and things like that. And I just heard him actually talking about how when he was younger, he had like a kill list or something like that. I mean, who on the court he was going to go after and stuff like that. And again, that's like, to me, like another sign of reverse engineering. It's like, first of all, you identify what you're going, who, and then identifying the how, the what, the frequency of the method, what's needed, all these other things. So, I mean, he just knew that his daughter was like already there. And I kind of can't explain the reverse engineering within her, but he already knew how talented she was, and that she really had all these things, and they just needed to be reawakened. And it, what he also admired about her is like this pure sense of spirit that she had, as well. And I think she was so innocent, and it was like she wasn't the type of person who needed things, needed other people. Did she have friends? Of course. Did she have needs? Of course. But she wasn't like an, a needy person. She was getting much bigger every year. Over the last 3 years, let's say, especially, she was really beginning to come within her own, not only with just being able to awaken. And that's what I say, because I feel like he's like, she already had all the knowledge. It's just that he was sort of awakening it and activating it within her. And she was in, you know, she was beginning to integrate those portions of herself. So over the last excuse me, 3 years especially, um, you know, obviously she was going further and further. And I think that he hoped that, I don't know what their record was or anything like that. I'm not sure what league she played in. I know, I think that he had the Mamba League, I think. I don't really know for 100% sure. She was called Mamacita, which was so cute. But in any case, I think that he had like a league, like an athletic league within the Mamba Academy or something of that extent. And then I don't know if she was like on her school team as well, but he wanted to get them further to the championship. And then I feel like they were making it every stage, obviously every stage further. And that this year might have been the year where they have been most prime, not only she, but her other teammates, as you know, as an entire team, to be able to win this championship. So you know, I mean, obviously he is a little disappointed. He didn't show up to me that way, but when you know, I'm like reading the cards, he is a little disappointed. I'm kind of bummed, Kobe, that you won't come back. Like, you're just kind of over there. Uh, I'm not gonna go into the conversation that we had off of off a camera or whatever, but Kobe, get over here, please. And he's not gonna come. Um, so he's not gonna come over here too much because I wasn't talking to him. I was talking about something else, and he's just a person of integrity. That's all. He's a person of integrity, and that's how he feels. So anyway, yeah, I mean, he's really looking forward and truly, you know, enjoying as well. He was getting, what is this? He was getting like, not only was he obviously like the proud father, but he also was gaining something. He also was gaining something. And I feel like he feels, you know, even in his even higher element, I feel like he really felt like these girls were his little army, you know, like a real army, and he was like the general. And there's something there too. They were helping him really sort of ascend with him within himself. This conversation, what's between these two cards, would be very, very interesting. I'm gonna see if he wants for me to talk about it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, there's something about him wanting to help develop. Oh, okay, and I'm seeing the word Mother Nature here too. So definitely there's some validation there. Where he identifies particularly, I think, with women, and this may be the thing that also excited him about women's basketball as well, is that there actually is a little more of a curve, you know, like as far as there's a lot more grit to work with than men. Men, you know, they jump, they run, they play, they do this, they work out, they pump, lift, pump, lift. With women, though, and this is what I'm seeing here, the conversation between this, excuse me, the conversation between this and this is what I wanted to know. and I got it. Thank you. With women, there are very exciting elements as well that only a really skilled person, and I don't think that he knew this directly, but he knows it kind of now, maybe toward the later stages of the final stages of the days that he lived. He was learning about how, to work with women in sports is like even better than men because there's so much more psychologically I don't want to say troubleshoot, but I'm going to use that word. Solution. It's like he's obstacle lift, overstanding, ascend, transcend. I think the word ultimately is kind of like transcend. And he was, again, I call myself this, but I'll call him this. He is a technician and he believes in the spirit. And I think I feel like Kobe didn't fully 100% know this consciously, but he knew it unconsciously about lifting the spirit to what, to 100% of the power past the limitation of the human body, this sex. And I don't mean that typical conversation. I'm really talking about his interest in helping women to, again, I don't want to make it to something like ultra crazy, but it's something beautiful, but it's also something very grounded. It's not like this whole airy fairy. Oh my God, because he just believed in women. He believed in women. He respected them enough. He had enough balance in himself not to be swayed from helping and working with women. But there were also these other factors. There are also other factors in women as well. This whole thing of women, and women will say this, this whole thing of putting yourself last, this whole lack of awareness thing, um, as well. All these factors, and they do feed into sports and they do feed into performance. Kobe didn't get into that whole conversation like I am. Kobe is more like really unlocking any kind of limitation. And he also didn't look at women or girls as limited. He looked at them as individuals, in them the ability to solution make. It's very interesting. Give me 1 second. I gotta step away. Interesting. I don't even know how to really translate that properly, so it doesn't seem. still having conversation with Kobe about like come back over here. So because now I'm just doing energy reads. Oh my god. Well, I mean, Kobe's in a good space, but I mean, he has navigating so much love for his wife, for his family. It doesn't matter whatever happened on Earth or how he was showing up kind of on Earth. Like he's just got now an unbelievable amount of love for his wife. And he respects the fact that her resolve and the woman that she is, she is here showing up as the empress. She is, you know, I think he looks down now and sees his other daughters. She is someone who raised amazing women. And again, you know, there's something about her that is also reserved and regal, I guess, and through his eyes. And but she's also very humble at the same time. Like I just don't think that she claims to be the smartest person. I'm not trying to be disrespectful or anything like that. It's really one of the most inspiring people you see. Like I don't want to say she's an everyday person or anything like that, but just how her consistency of how she kind of resonates, her resonance. Um, it's not over the top, but just her the way her self resonance again over long periods of time as well. I mean, it just adds up to a lot because it's consistent. It's not over the top. It's not like she, and I'm not being disrespectful because I'm just trying to get to this point of how he's seeing her specifically. It doesn't feel like she's the type of person who went out there and created all these organizations, or like maybe like an Aisha Curry who's doing 12,000 things, you know, the super mom and then like the super businesswoman and then also wife. You know what I mean? And that's no disrespect. I'm not saying anything disrespectful to Aisha Curry. I'm trying to underscore the point of this woman. She was not the type of person, or during his living time, who was doing all this over the top stuff, but she was a lady. She was, I mean, during his life. I'm not talking about her in a past tense. I'm talking about her in a past tense in the experience and the life and his lifespan. So that's why I'm speaking of her in the past tense. But she showed up. I just feel like she cooked dinner, or something like that, and like she kept a home, and she didn't go all over the top and stuff like that. She liked to be a woman, obviously, be feminine and get her nails done and things like that, and dress up. But over and at the end of the day, and what is this, Colby? What are you trying to tell me? There's some way that she also has is like some old kind of thinking, really old, like old. He wants her to, I think she like limits herself. And I think she was just kind of beginning to sort of blossom just a little bit. But I think as she limited herself, but he always saw her potential. But I think how he saw her was just that she was herself. And I guess what I get is kind of like stoicness. That's what I'm trying to, this stationary. She's not the type of person who, when things happen, she changes and all these things. Like she was just stoic, and but she was very humble at the same time. But it was this certainty, that stoicism that she kind of has, that is a kind of certainty that somehow knew very early on in life, that a really, really big strength. Like, that's her strength. But she is not a person who really goes big, big, big or anything. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I would have to look up more about her. Um, but she does have power, inner power, but I don't think that she's actually using it. Really, I'm yelling at her a little bit. Um, in her full capacity. And I think this has to do a lot with some of her past lives and stuff like this. Some funky oath from a long, long, long time ago, where she is just going to adhere to these really old ways, where, I think it was a society where she lived, and she was a woman, and the thinking and everything was really um it was limited, but it was also due to a certain level of survival. So it was a different paradigm as to why the thinking was kind of limited. It made more sense. It was something that was more utilitarian, I guess you could say. It's something than oppressiveness. And she still kind of keeps that, because there was success in that covenant that she had with other women. There was success in that, and she kind of still holds on to it. But it's so old. It's so whatever. It's almost like crumbling, and those type of things. But he really appreciates that, and I think that maybe he always felt like she was kind of like an old soul. Like, I think he wants her to be like, stop playing the old soul, please. Get out of that body. It reminds me of like this old Twilight Zone, I don't know, thing I saw years ago when I was a kid, where the old people, they were able to go down to this clinic, and then they would get into these new bodies, and they would become 20 years old again. And it was like a surgical procedure. Like, the bodies were standing around, they were standing around like mannequins. And you see this old couple deciding to choose to be young, but then in the end they choose not to be, which has nothing to do with what I'm talking about with her. But the bodies, that reminds me of what he's kind of telling her, like, to unzip from that body. It's more than just shedding a skin. It's like getting rid of a certain level of consciousness you committed to. He's telling her, like, get out of that, you have so much to offer. And he would really like that. I think he says, my God, I just feel served a bit. There you go, Cobes, come back. um he's saying, like, you have so much to really offer the collective of women here. I don't want him to, he's not saying she's having a disservice, but it's almost a disservice of women not being able to hear the type of, it's not like this overly, again, I'm not being disrespectful to her. It's not this overly, like, plethora of, like, wisdom, but it's a way in her outlook that would be very helpful toward other women. Even just seeing her speak, even just seeing her walk, her footsteps, they're very even. Every day she shows up, she's not overly, and he is acknowledging her for that. I think he knew this certain level of stability. I don't think that he knew it knew it, like, oh my God, this is the girl because of this. But I think he really kind of sensed and knew, like, something in her, um, that she's the type of person. Yeah, to me, she's almost like she's almost like the poster child for stoicism, for, you know, when things happen and taking things day by day, not getting overly happy over stuff or getting up in the clouds, but also not getting down in the dirt as well, but being very even every single day. And he thinks that that is really the quality that many people, you know, it's right at the apex. I want to say, why do I use the word apex? That is what I think, um, the apex of how people should be navigating through life here. I also feel like my words are becoming more fluid. It's almost like he's kind of like, yes, push. Kobe, get your ass over here. I've had enough. Get over here. We've been fighting. Not fighting like horribly. Let's see. Okay, so I mean, it says it's the top or the highest part of something, especially woman. It's the crux. It's the, you know, the concentration right there. This is where he thinks most people should be carrying on, you know, in life. And she is just a poster child for just consistently being present or something, being aware. This is like, these are some of her aspects. And it allows her not to be thrown off too tight. Let's move on. I want to talk about a little bit more now. Maybe I'll come back to this as well. Again, Kobe is saying how much he really feels the love of Vanessa, and how he sees how she really valued their family unit. And there's something of his that she hold. I don't know if it's like a necklace. It's something small. I don't know if it's cufflinks. I feel like it's kind of like cufflinks. Like, I see white and black. I see. I keep wanting to say like pearl, but that doesn't make sense to me. Maybe like, I don't know. And this is even wilder. Maybe like at one point her earrings or something were made into cufflinks for him, or something like that. Or somebody's earrings on her side of the family were made into cufflinks for him. I don't know. Or he took her earrings and made them into his cufflinks, and she just holds on to them dearly. There's something I would love to. I know this is so selfish. I would love to know about that. I would really fucking love to know about that. Um, but he is seeing her. He is seeing her love. He is seeing like her strength, and he's having even more admiration for her. But she is also teaching him something, because he was so much different. I'm almost on the verge of kind of like a emotional teary thing, kind of. And again, this is this thing about her just showing up, being herself, not being overly, this stoicism that she has, not embodying all these really big emotions, because he did that. And he's really learning something from her through this observation, her consistency and the effectiveness of it. And that's what I've been trying to say. Like, it's super effective. Her personality, it's super effective. This stoicism, it's super effective, because she can exist in any circumstance. And it's not saying that she isn't sad. It's not saying that she is not a happy person. Definitely not saying that. But it's just saying there's this steadiness about her. Yeah. And he sees and admires that. She's also cared for, I think, by his associates, his business associates. And I think from what I see in this card, that everyone is showing up in a really honest way, in a stand-up way. And it's off of the strength of her, but it's also off of the strength of how Kobe showed up. Very interesting. She is not thinking about finances right now, obviously. She is not, I can't say that obviously she is not distraught, but I will say she has this strength about her to even be like, I don't know why this word again, this pearl comes up, pearl in the storm. I don't know why that doesn't even pearl in a sea storm, a sea tsunami, and she's just able to really just be who she is. And at this moment, the death of her husband and her child, it shall not overshadow who she really knew them to be in essence every single day. Oh my God. She is choosing to really and truly look at their life only. And there's so much value that they left her. There's so much. And even I think she's like also watching videos. She's going through social media memories. They have tons of family memories besides that, that we've never seen and may never see. But then again, I feel like maybe when she's in her 60s, she may release something, of her daughter and her husband and her family. But she is really living that for now. Whew, because the atmosphere in LA as well, like in the air, is so damn emotional. I would not want to be out there and be an empath right now. Or somebody that doesn't even know they're an empath and just can't understand why they're so down and depressed or confused or up and down. And she was given so much with this family. This was her small corner of the world, even though her family, her husband was very famous, but this was her corner of the world. This would have been what it would have been with anybody. And it's not to lessen anything. Like, of course, she was meant to be with Colby. I don't see it any other way, but this is what it always would have shown up as. And I'm not talking about like an early death or anything like that, but just like this is her corner. This is her family. This is her world. So let's see what would you like to tell Vanessa, like, fluidly, please? Um like just straight sentences. Let's do that, okay? I see here he's still like, I am still your husband. Um, why do you say that though? I don't want to get myself too much in this. Oh, what is this? Hold on. Don't take me all over the place though, because I like to talk a lot and the readings will be so long and I'll be all over the place. I really want to stay focused. Who is this? Who? Oh, all right. Wait, one more time. Kobe. This is why you say that. Mother. I'm not calling you that. I'm just saying the situation. So, guys, there is Colby. I was wondering why he said this. I am your husband. It just sounded strange to me, of course, because I don't know. But he wants Vanessa to know that I am your husband. So, I mean, there is another woman here who clearly, especially in the last couple of years, maybe kind of showed up as a friend, kind of showed up as an associate. I don't see anything horrible. Well, I guess he's not going to subject me to all the details and stuff like that. What the hell is going off? Oh, okay. Give me 1 second, you guys. This woman, hold on before I get started. What am I supposed to say about this, please? Okay. He's not going to dilute this conversation with the quote unquote blow by blow. How I see this woman, though, I don't want to be disrespectful or anything, but I don't feel like she ever showed up in the right kind of light. I think how she ended up getting involved is that she's also very driven. She has a focus, but she also has this coldness about her as well, and a bit of bitchiness as well. And she's a little cutthroat. I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying that's how it's showing up in the cards. You can argue with the cards. I'm reading the cards. So I'm reading the cards. So what I'm reading is not my opinion. Okay. It's a translation. So take it up with spirit. If you do not like the way you are showing up in these cards, there was this push, but I just don't really see like any high amounts of love there or whatever. Is this woman? He is saying that it was ended. It was ended. Please know. That's why he said, "I am your husband." I was like, Colby, why are you? Why would you say something like? It just sounds so weird. He wants her to know he is her husband. So whatever was going on with this other woman, um, then there was another woman in the past where he had more of a relationship with, but I feel like this woman was more of a businesswoman, and I feel like she kind of used her synergy with working with Colby on whatever project they were working on to create a wedge. Colby, what the fuck is this? God damn it. Like I sound like Wesley Snipes in the forget Eddie Murphy movie. Okay, so hold on, you guys. I need more. You can't give me one card, like, because my hands are tied with what I need to tell people. I need certainty here, so I need for you to give me more information than just bam, one card. What the hell is this Ace of Water? Okay, let me talk about this first. Okay, there was maybe something there, maybe because he gave me validation here. There was some kind of he gave me validation twice because I asked for it twice instead of jumping and saying, "My God, this is another woman." But he is saying that how this was able to happen, the perfect storm, the petri dish. I don't mean to be sounding disrespectful, but that's what the synergy is here between his wife Vanessa, who this woman kind of energetically clings to as well. So Vanessa, if you are watching this, you need to do cord cutting. You need to buy a selenite knife, and you should do some divine cord cutting using Archangel Michael. Okay. So It's just the shit that happens when people feel that you have a little bit more, or they just feel that you have something that they need. They latch on to you energetically. So nothing to be afraid of. Just cut the cords. That's all. Your free will to have the right to your own energetic field is your own, and that's something that you can do in a couple seconds. I feel already. I don't want this woman watching my fucking videos. So I'm telling Spirit, keep her away. Because I already feel like I already just feel something. I have nothing against this woman. But the energy that's coming out of this card and the things that transpired in order for this wedge to happen doesn't sit right. It feels very offensive on my thing, which is why I'm reacting this way. So again, I asked him for validation before I spoke with you, and it is here it was, and I was like, show me one more time. And I actually cannot believe he managed to put this card out, but there was some kind of affair. I don't know if it was a heavily sexual affair, but then again, with this Ace of Water, which I'm going to ask him about again, do not tell me. Well, I don't even want to say do not tell me. Is there another child there or something? I need to know that in a moment, because I just need to know what the hell this Ace of Water is, because I was trying to ask about this. Now, this woman could have a piece of his business. Is that what he was trying to tell me over his new project or something? But she is very pushy. She's super efficient, but she's very, very cold. Um, to me, what was I telling you guys? The petri dish. There was like, and that's how I think of how she shows up in the energetic translation of this is like she was able to happen because it was like, almost like again, the petri dish for this affair to happen was due to some kind of disconnect in the family. I lost it though, I have to tell you, but it was only possible because of a personal emotional disconnect that he had. It has nothing to do with his wife. This is disappointing. The whole, it was disappointing, and it also took away more than it added to his life. But he wanted her to know. That's why he said, "I am your husband." So, Vanessa, you need to know that whatever comes out, because it seems like something will try to come out, and I'm not going to say anymore because I don't want anybody to see this video and then try to change things, but it's not going to be people try, and this is a queen of air, so she carries a sword. Therefore, there's a sword there. There's also the danger of falling on a sword. So I'm going to leave it at that because I'm not giving information out for people to try to correct shit. We are living in a time where it just feels like a lot of people need to be a lot more accountable for the shit that they do, and that people are just pushing and forcing and breaking rules and doing whatever the fuck they want to do. And it's just time for us to be more accountable. Like, we want to live in a world where people hold themselves accountable. And I do believe that, ultimately Kobe Bryant was about that. So it's weird because I don't feel like this was like a heavy sexual relationship. Like there was a lot of passion or anything like that. I just feel like this is something that kind of happened because it was an association. I don't understand. I don't want to speak for him. So let me try to pull more cards. Please be clear. Please be super clear. On this, I meant super concise. What is this? I need more cards. I'm not that. I think it's important that he is saying that this, whatever happened here, and it just feels it almost feels almost devoid of sexual stuff. Maybe it was an emotional thing because I don't feel sad. I don't feel passion. I just don't feel that. I mean, I don't see it. I don't see it and I don't feel it. All right. Well, he is saying that there was some sexual encounter here with these two cards. This, unfortunately, is that these two here are definitely undeniable, but it almost feels like there was some manipulation, almost like maybe he didn't initiate it or something. Maybe he was drunk or, like on some kind of medication and half asleep and lines were blurred and, mm-mm. Yeah, I definitely feel like in this element. Are you telling me there's like some kind of child? I mean, I don't know what is going on here, Kobe. Oh my God, you cannot do this because Vanessa, there's a chance if she's watching this video, I can't be like holding her emotionally captive. Like, we've got to get clear answers here, okay? So, again, not this one card shit, please. All right, I think you're telling me to get like you're clarifying. Okay, okay, okay. I'm beginning to get it. All right, I think he's saying there's never ever a true. This represents a relationship, but here there was never ever a true relationship with this woman. Um, there, the sexual thing that happened was not something that he was cultivating or looking for. This is something that just kind of, I don't get it. It's just not something he initiated. Yeah, okay. Like being drunk or something and her coming in and a half fog, that kind of thing happening. I don't see anything passionate here. I don't see anything like, oh, I need it. I'm so attractive. And I'm not trying to be disrespectful to this person. I'm sorry she's a bitch. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not being biased. It's just the way she's showing up. It's the energy that's coming through. It's the energy that's being pushed. It's the attitude as I'm explaining this. It's the way she shows up here. It's cold. It's brutal. It is almost a person as well, just hell bent on just separating a wife and a husband as well. As you can see as well, these cards here are very warm cards as well. This shit is cold as fuck. And this is not emotional. This is warm. This is warmer. I mean, this is not a good card, but these are the water cards, but these are the sword cards. And this is how this woman shows up as a sword. And I do think you will expect her to either write something or come out in the, and it's kind of weird. I'm not even going to really go into it, but I think that she's like leveraging some kind of, I don't know. This woman, she is like, she could possibly be even older. It's kind of weird. Um, but that she just carries the energy kind of an older woman, unhappy kind of thing. And she runs like she's managed to be on some kind of project or some kind of board with him or something like that, and that type of thing. It just, he said that I am your husband, so you need to know that. And when I say I am your husband, um I only have love for you. Where we go. What else do you want? He did have something in the past with someone else, but it feels like something else in the past. Yeah, something that he shut the door on a long time ago. But what he was trying to tell me in the beginning, but I wanted to make sure, is that basically, I mean, this is over. It's over. It's over. It was over. It was ended in so many ways. Perhaps she lives in another state or something like that, and they're only by this project or this money from a project or the income or the legacy of the project or whatever. But I mean, two cards of solid ending. He was telling me, and I think that she was, I don't want to say she was kind of blackmailing him, but she was leveraging like their contracts that they had together or the involvement that they had together and trying to create levels of entanglement. Like, she did have him tied up a little bit. There was manipulation for sure. I mean, he showed me the magician here as well. And I think he wants her to be careful or be mindful. You don't need to be careful of anything. I don't see you needing to be careful of anything that she's trying to say to you, Vanessa. Let's see. These cards felt very... Yes, I don't know if he had some secret legal battles with this woman. Actually, here's the card here. He was trying to get something under control with her. Maybe there's some pictures that she had of them. But whatever this was, I tell you, this time, this woman kind of made her way into his life through almost like forcing her way in a way, like first being there, being as an associate or something like that, and then kind of, I don't know, it's just not 100% correct, but he has done everything with these cards, literally, I think, as well, to try to legally protect his family from having to deal with this. He's really understood, I would say, Vanessa, there's this process that he had to get to understand the sanctity of his family. He understood the sanctity of his family, but having people, as this other girl would say, coming wiping their dirty fucking feet off in your psyche, let's say, or something like that. Like he's had begun to really understand that and block that out. So I do think that there may have possibly been some kind of thing behind the scenes that you may not have known of, some kind of legal thing. And it probably, obviously, it's not in public record, or else it would have been all in the streets. But it's some kind of thing behind the scenes that he's able to, I don't know if it's some kind of cease and desist behind the scenes, or it's he filed through like sort of like a secret LLC that he had maybe formed out in Nevada or something like that, Um, whereas the laws, the corporation it maybe created out in Nevada or something like that, and he was in legal battle with this woman over her disclosure of something. And I do think that it was like some kind of weird sexual experience, but I don't think that based on these cards, based on asking him what, you know, there's something. And there's one other thing too that I need not to rule out because of these two cards here. And I need to ask Colby, what are you telling me with these two cards? I need to know specifically before I say anything. Sorry, guys, if I seem super dramatic. I don't know. Give me 1 second here. I need really, without a doubt, I need one more really clearly, without a doubt, because this is all a family card, so it confuses me. I feel like you're leading me all over the place. It's almost like he comes up with Vanessa. oldest daughter, Natalia, and the 2 babies who are left. And that's it. I think maybe he's like Gigi. Strike that. Um, Gianna. Gianna is fine. You guys will pardon me for all of that, whatever that was just a minute ago. But as I'm trying to find out what the hell he's talking about with this woman, I think it's something business wise, but also there's this small thing like, is there a, I don't want to do this. Like, I'm going to need him to tell me about this because, you know, I'm going to need you to tell me a little bit more about this, but he just like changed the subject. And this is Vanessa. This is his daughter, Natalia. These, are his 2 youngest daughters. And he's just basically obviously saying that is all that matters. That is all that matters. Whatever is trying to make its way out. You all are my family. You all are my first concern. It's amazing how these cards came out like this. You know, that's really good work there. There's just a lot. Okay, so I think there'll be some story that may come forward. There may be possible rumors of some kind of for affair, some kind of impropriety, but I do think that this woman, there's a lot of ill intention there. There was extortion or leveraging, you know, some forms of extortion and leveraging. Definitely, you know, like with a multitude of these cards that I kept asking him, you know, but he says that whatever happened, it was over, it ended, and I don't think it was anything that really tremendously got off the ground. Even if it persisted because of some level of feeling like, I don't know how to handle this. So it was kind of like a band-aid thing. Let me go be with this person. I don't know how to handle this. And I don't want things to kind of come out. It feels to me though, kind of like this is sort of like short-lived anyway, like what, and it doesn't feel like it was ever like anything enjoyable. Again, here we go with, again, here we go with these cards. Let me see what else is going on here. It's the same cards, and I can't talk about these other cards because I don't know what they can mean 12 different things. So I need Kobe to tell me specifically what of the 12 they would mean. So I'm going to keep these over here for now. I'm going to turn that over. But I do feel like this woman or somebody could be trying to come out with some information. They may be fighting behind the scenes to keep that from coming forward. I feel like this woman is definitely tied up in one or something like that. And she tends to stay perpetually single. It's almost like, I don't know. Yeah. So I think the thing that Colby really wants to be known is for his family is the most important thing. You always were, you always will be. My wife, my family. And that's what it is. You are my proper family. You are my proper wife. I think maybe he's not bothering to go into it with me because he knows that those words you'll understand. But there's something between this relationship. It's not even really a relationship or something. It could be something that persisted, but it just feels so cold and just so antiseptic or whatever. Um, Even though I don't have any the way I'm regarding it is like, um, and again, he did say it wasn't a real relationship. Excuse me. So I'm going to take these cards up because I kind of want to see if he will just bother to clarify that situation. Maybe I want to leave these. But I'm interested in knowing what the freak is this. He might be being kind of quiet because, well, I don't want to make it sound like whatever, but he could be guiding Vanessa somehow to be watching this video and not wanting her to learn things through this video. You know what I mean? Like just get certain messages, but not be overwhelmed with other ones. I don't want to make an excuse though, because I'm sure there are other readings out there that may have information as well. So I don't want to make it seem like I'm making an excuse, but not wanting to talk about that. What this is. I mean, why send me these cards, Colby, if you're not going to tell me like for sure? Because I could assume what they mean, but I'm not, Yeah, I mean, I do believe he went off course a few times. But that by the time he was, in the last portions of his life, he had really, to me, based on these cards here, he had realized where he was truly, truly, truly. No confusion about that. And something that he really, really enjoyed. Very good. So what are you telling me? There's a star card. What are you telling me? I think he only wants me to talk to Vanessa. He is relishing her for being relishing. Okay, for being such a wonderful homemaker, a wonderful person, wonderfully dependent, almost too dependent at times, where he wishes she would have done a little bit more for herself. There are many times where she could have left his ass. This is basically what he's saying, and she stayed. And it cost her to stay. But the person he has seen her become, and I guess how he reads her higher self, is that the maturity involved that it took to stay on with that, because ultimately she would not accept any real maltreatment. I think either they talk or she knew something about this kind of being sort of his personal, like real mistakes. Not like transgressions, but like real mistakes. And there aren't as many as we think there would be, but I think, because she was holding space for him like that, her karma was good. But again, he brings forward these cards, which I think, there's some weird relationship, or just, I don't think there was any love involved in this. Again, he gives me these cards, like he really regrets. Her loyalty and everything was so respectful, and he just regrets, um, like his stepping out, whatever he was doing. I mean, he hadn't done it many, many, many times, but he just did enough. And I think this may have happened twice. You know what I mean? But it's to the point where it's either twice or it's two people. If that makes sense to you. It's either two people who kind of are out there that he kind of dealt with, or that the transgressions happened twice in his life, um, in his married life. And I feel like this other woman's way in was kind of like just showing up being really, really strong. Um, and also being a mega force that was another version of Vanessa, like with a little more stoicism, being unwavering, but also being, um, a force, like a force. And these affairs that he had felt like they just didn't come to anything, and that they were taking him out of his truth. They were taking him out of his truth because these are not things that he had to do. So, I mean, and then he realized that too, that we're not fulfilling, I mean, according to these cards here. Okay, so I mean, if any of these people are watching and hearing this, I mean, it's because of these cards here. But whatever this is, I feel like this person is trying to push an agenda, trying to come out with showing something. And one thing is kind of making it seem like it's a bit of an illusion. So maybe there's this other woman as well who, because I also felt like this, like, do they even have a relationship? So maybe they're, okay, maybe when I was saying there's a woman that he actually did have an affair with, but then there's this other woman who's making it seem like, and like she has a picture, you know, of him or something, and it could really make it seem like he had an affair with her, but he had nothing with that particular woman. And saying, do not believe this, do not lose. I would say not lose the legacy of you, the legacy of you as a Bryant. Don't lose that. Don't psychologically relinquish it. Um, and it should, like, working on really allowing that to dissipate. Yeah, I feel like he's already trying to create buffers and stuff like that. There's some kind of window where this woman could be a little bit, window of time where she could be a little bit dangerous, I guess you could say. But he's trying to have that under control, like even his people or something. So I just feeling kind of like he doesn't want to tell me else. Like, what else? Let me just take up these cards. Oh, and I've forgotten how. I mean, he's just okay. He's saying to Vanessa as well, you have never ever allowed me to break you down. And not that he ever sought to break her down, but there's things that happen, there are bad choices that he's made, and there are mistakes that he has made that have really kind of cost her a lot. He's also saying to his daughter Natalia, that I see you, I'm there for you, and I really want you to go ahead and I don't know, is she an actress or something? I'm getting this weird thing, like, do that play you wanna do, or the play that you did the other night, or the what is moniker? Moniker. The moniker you have? I don't know if she's creating her own brand or something, her own style and design. Whatever, he sees her and he wants her to know that, he is there and she doesn't have to feel alone. 'Cause he made it whatever she did the other night, I'm very, very curious, whatever she did, whatever or whatever she's about to do, you know, he's there. He's there, so he wants her to know, like, "I will be at your plays." I don't know why I look at it as, like, a play or something or a poem or something, but I just feel like it's like a play or, also her birthday could be coming up. Let me just see if I can glean a little more information. Um, just to be able to understand what he's trying to really say. Oh, well, her birthday just passed, but he was living for her birthday. Her birthday just literally passed on the 19th of January. Mm, um, what does she do? Wow. I think he's still saying, um, it's your birthright to enjoy your birthday. I'm so proud of you and how many years and really live your life and enjoy. And please don't let this be some kind of damper. Don't withdraw from people. Don't withdraw from life. Don't withdraw and don't or avoid feeling marred by this, avoid feeling dampened by this situation. Oh, avoid feeling maimed. That is not what he wanted me to tell her, but I mean those that's the meaning, but he did not want me to use those words. I apologize. Sometimes don't know. Ugh. Retrieve. Okay, so Natalia, retrieve your light because there will be light from your spirit that will be obviously is going to be, I don't want to say embedded or entangled, and it's your job. He wants you to really methodically take back your light because even though he has transitioned, he is still here. He is still very much so here. And believe me, honey, I am here to tell you the man is, he's crazy. Like in a good way. Kobe is on top of it. You know your father, you know your dad. Nothing, honey, nothing would keep your dad down. Nothing will keep your dad down. He was on top of it. Um, I'm trying to see if this is right for me to be speaking this. Yes, even in the midst of what happened, your father made his peace with his path, and that is the power and the birthright of the everlasting, ever-present spirit. I hope you understand. So he is telling you not to lose your light, to methodically pull back your light, because it just feels like, I mean, like he was partially your counselor, and your sister, like that was a big part of your family. Most of us will not know even how to deal with that, but he is telling you, like, as a daily routine, as a monthly routine, hun, retrieve your light. I pull back my light from this. This is not a situation that defines me. It doesn't define my relationship with spirit and my divine birthright. This is a path. This is something that I will try to do another reading on. How can I translate this for her? I don't understand this card, but I'm going to pull it. I don't understand what you're saying. How can I translate this? Oh, let me get one more. This, I want to be careful because, Colby, again, obviously I don't know the people that I'm talking to here. They don't know me. And because this is a video, the words that I say would land differently than if I were actually sitting down looking in somebody's eyes. So also, Natalia, if you are watching this video, please do take anything that sounds impersonal as best you can with a grain of salt. I will do my best to try to communicate properly here. At some point in time in your life, this will not, these words are really, this is really rough. You will be able to surmount, or he wants you to, Colby says you can take this if I put this in the right words. So don't push too much on me. Hold on. Sorry, I apologize, Natalia. How you are going to be able to surmount the many feelings that you have from this issue, and also the unfairness, the unjust of it, is to begin to see it as a path that he controlled personally, because according to the cards that I have here, this is something that did not happen to him. And I will not say that there wasn't any kind of weird extra factors going on here. I will just say that there's some sort of energetic signature here that he had that overall made this, not made it come to fruition, but allowed, I don't know how to, I don't want to say, give me something else, Colby, or give me something else, because I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys, if it seems like I'm being dramatic. How can I say this? Some of his own energetic signatures, some of it maybe being from other lifetimes, other unconscious thinking. It seems like something unresolved in a way too, kind of wasn't closed out. And so this is so hard to discuss, because then it brings so many other questions about what about the other people also involved in that flight. But I will say for your father, what he's saying is that to not look at this as something that happened to him, I'm not going to speak for your sister right now because she's in high level transition, like angelic levels of just really high vibrational levels um, of transition right now. And he personally has chosen, as I said at the beginning of this video, he personally has chosen not to transcend anymore. He's very stubborn, but he wants to stay very close. He wants to stay dense. So I feel like Kobe feels like he's gonna lose something by going higher. And I haven't been in that experience. Somehow I have been, not in this particular line, but anyway, I don't need to like go off on a tangent. But Kobe wants to stay very close. He wants to hold on to everything. So he's allowing himself to be quite close to being, I don't want to say human, but this still this he's just not transcending a lot. He's like hanging out. He's like, nope. He stepped off the conveyor belt. And what I'm telling him is that, Kobe, if you allow yourself to transition more, you'll have even more power to travel and do more in, but nope. He got this. So your dad has this. Okay. He's trying to say something like, it's almost like, we're on a team. And okay, this is a bad example, but I think he said something like, when somebody gets injured, they pull off on the sideline. There's a separation there. And what do? You go into your highest level, your highest plan. You never let the circumstances get you down. And because, Natalia, the opportunity for this situation to take you out of your highest spirit, to sacrifice so much self-power to feel like anything could happen to you at any time. He doesn't want that. He wants you to reconnect with your divine birthright, knowing that you control every single thing. I know that you probably may not be ready to hear that information. I know that the way things happen on earth, the way things seem a lot unfair, and the way things seem so haphazard, and also the data of it happening to your father, somebody who was so in control of so much, so able to overcome adversity and things like that, may make that seem very much so false. But he and I together, but he especially is telling you, do not lose your light. Do not lose your light. Connect and take on your life, because I feel like there's a beautiful marriage ahead for you some years out. I think he's telling me there's a beautiful, amazing man out there for you. And I hope that this doesn't seem inappropriate, but this relationship is going to be so beautiful, and he sees you taken care of in a way that he wants you to be taken care of and respected. And so it's important for you to stay in your light, to stay in that high vibrational mode, to stay in that beauty that you always have, because the legacy, the energetic legacy is so delicate that you have to keep your light a lot. You have to keep control over your energetics, and to make this or to allow this to be energetically categorized as a tragedy or something that happened out of the control of your father. There's a lot of spiritual power and stuff that would be lost or relinquished. And so he's really asking you to work hard to maintain that. It is your birthright, and it is going to ensure success for you to hold on to those kind of powers. You lose a lot of power and a lot of light, a lot of spiritual force, thinking that he lost something My God, I'm sorry. I have dealt with the loss of a parent, and I don't know exactly how I would take somebody telling me this, so I'm really hoping that this would be okay for you. Again, I apologize to the viewers if this seems dramatic. Um, but he is looking for you to hold on to your spiritually genetic spiritual gift makeup. I don't know, it's something like that, the spiritual DNA, um, that hold high levels of abundance and success for you, high levels of manifestation for you by making sure you continuously retrieve your light from this situation, from being stolen or lost in the situation, by feeling again that anything could happen to anyone, anywhere, anytime. This is what he is telling you. Make sure you do not lose your light. And I hope that that made sense, because this is something that had to do, if you want me to tell you the truth here, he's revealed it to me. He said, go ahead. I mean, I revealed it to you. Gigi went with him because she didn't want him to be on this path alone. But this thing happened because he had some energetic things that left. There's certain energetic things that weren't cleared out of his spirit that allowed for this. So she knew this on a higher level and went with him. Yeah. He said go ahead and say that, because I think, Natalia, this would seem like quackery. This would, like that kind of talk might be like, especially hearing it from somebody you don't know on YouTube. Um, he's saying that to give you some of the reason, light and license and grit to hold on to your light, to understand that this situation is something that kind of happened because this was partially of some of his energetics. Not that he was a negative person, and not that he was an awful person. This is not a karmic thing. This is not like, oh my God, you did something bad and now you're punished. It's not that. Um, what do you want to? What do you want me to? Oh, he's so okay. He's a changer of this. He's a changer subjector. He's that not that, yeah, because he doesn't with this. He's like, I don't want this to get too overly serious, but he's saying something to you about, remember the times when we used to play together when you were little. There's something. Let me see if I can get a little more detail on it. Oh, I think he used to read you stories, and I think he may also be saying you have a wonderful imagination, and you should really utilize it, and you should know that that's part of me alive in you, and um, and that for you to go to that space in your dreams, that special space you used to go to, because you are older now. I don't know, are you 15 or are you 16? Let me see. How old is she? Let's see. Give me 1 second. What? Oh, 2006, 14 years old? Just turned 15. Just turned 14, maybe. Okay, my math is. So he is saying please go to that space and I'll be able to talk with you. I'll be able to have fun with you. It's somewhere in a dream space. It's somewhere in this magical place for you. It's a place of magic. It's a place of child magic, you know? And he really loved that about you. I guess maybe he also thought you were a daydreamer too, or maybe you're known for that in your family. That you're possibly a little bit of like a daydreamer, and also, I think you have a very soft and delicate spirit, and that you should embrace that as actually a strength. That's actually a strength and not a weakness, because you can feel other people. You can be more aware of other people. But the thing is that on this earth plane here, it can be hard to remain present and grounded here, because the energies are so harsh, because people are being treated so harshly, and because the systems here allow for people to end up in harsh situations, and you just kind of feel it, you know, just can kind of feel it as an empath. So I do feel like he may say you may retreat and things like that, but that's an easy way for him to come in, know that he's in that space. He wants you to stay very grounded, of course, as well, and not all that, but just know so much that he is there for you. And I don't know if you are doing some kind of acting or some kind of play or something in front of people, and it happened, but he was saying that he was there. He was there, and that you looked gorgeous, the lighting was great, the ambiance. There was something about the ambiance. Let me just see, because now I'm really curious. Do you do a little acting or something? What do you do? I just want to see. Oh yes, and now I see this little really pretty picture of you in a red dress with some great heels on and a wonderful pedicure. Go girl. Happy birthday, my baby. I love you beyond measure. You will always be my little princess number 17. Wait a minute. It says you turned 17 years old. But last time I checked, there is no way you could turn 17 having been born in 2006. I mean, I know that my math has gone down a bit, but I know it hasn't gotten that bad. So you must be like a 2004. 2003, sorry. 2003. Oh, that's nice. And so let's see. I'm trying to see if there's any clue. Know that Gigi is okay. Gigi is a soldier. And I'm just telling you that from what I know here. This is part of a higher assignment for her, and part of a higher level choice. It's a non-earth choice. This is a higher self choice. This is another dimension. This is in a more of in the angelic realm, where things like transitioning in and out of life and stuff like that, those things they're not what they are to us here on earth, this big thing, you know. She is also provide some kind of light for your father, and she is a light bringer. And not that he's a dark person or anything like that, but again, I read on Kobe Bryant like months ago, and I was kind of watching it last night, and I did say in that reading that he always kind of felt alone. And I feel like it's been her spiritual choice, and she's known this, like maybe perhaps she also kind of took care of him a little bit emotionally around the house, and maybe you may have noticed that as well. She's a light bringer for him, and this is the reason for the choice with this overall. I don't want to get into talking about much else, because it just will get convoluted. There's so much opportunity for even this communication to be like, that's bullshit. But This is what I've been told. This is what I see. Um, and I strongly believe not messing around with people's feelings. And I feel great levels of responsibility, and I hope that I have exuded that properly here. Oh my goodness. And then here comes mom saying, I take comfort in knowing that Kobe and Gigi both knew they were so deeply loved. See, that's that stoicism. That's what I saw in that card. Like her just choosing to look at the good. Amazing. We were so incredibly blessed to have them in our lives. That is powerful. Let me see. So Gigi is amazing. To those who didn't know her, like me. Gianna, I was hoping to be able to see more about Natalia, but I don't. I'm sitting here reading this article. I was hoping to see if she had oh, okay, so no. Oh, this is old. This is old. I was gonna say, oh, she was heading to homecoming, but no. So it could have also been a dance that you were going to, Natalia, where he saw you as well and just thought you were beautiful, shining, and just please, he says, just a way, you know, you know what it is. You know what it is. He knows as a Bryant, you're a Bryant, okay? You're a Bryant. We don't, we keep our composure, but he's not saying that. But I think your energetic composure is what he's talking about. You are not to lose light over this situation. You're not to lose light. You are to gain, and you're not to be defined by this situation. Give me one moment here. I'm just looking. This is beautiful. I just want to read this as well. It's just so beautiful. My Gianna, God, I miss you. I've been so lucky to have woken up to see your gorgeous face and amazing smile for 13 years. Wish it would have been until my last breath. Mommy loves you to the moon and back. Infinity plus one. Number two, Mamacita Gigi Bryant. Heart love. And her jersey was retired, which was amazing. Her player number was number two. That's why she's saying number two. Um, my best friend, the best daddy, miss you so much, handsome, sweet, funny, silly, loving husband, miss you saying, Buongiorno, principessa Rina. That's cute. So, buongiorno. Hello, good morning, principessas, princess. And reina is queen in Spanish, a principessa is Italian. All right. I'm gonna have to go look through her Instagram now because it's just so beautiful and so touching. And those little munchkins they had, these cute little pictures. Somebody was showing pictures of them on YouTube, and just all those little munchkins and their families, just so cute. So I realized this really has going on for a really long time. So I want to bring this back just a little bit into focus. Maybe I just needed a break. Like Kobe's not talking about anything else. He's just talking about really gentle and straightforward messages to his family. This court card wants to come out again. Again, I think, I don't know, whatever is may try to rear its head. Vanessa, you got this anyway. But whatever it is, he says, I am your husband. So I think give me 1 second, I'm sorry. He's really, really he's really, really saying here to Natalia again, because I feel like he feels Vanessa is okay in certain ways, but I just feel like there's maybe a sensitivity in Natalia that he has always known, and that he needs to help her how would I say, bridge that space maybe. He is saying here, I'm 100% fine. I'm good. I'm a little bored. Not with any, I'm just, he's not used to this. And Colby, again, like you're kind of bored because you haven't allowed yourself to ascend up. So you just can do a lot more. You can be in places, more than one place, and you can still do a lot more energetics. You can do more energetics. We'll have that chat off of screen. But I don't want your daughter actually to be alarmed by me saying you're bored. She already knows. She already knows. Okay. Okay. That's what you're telling me. She already knows. She knows like you're super active. And you will learn how to do more energetics and things like that, and energy building and things like that. So you won't always be that way. He's saying he is fine. Gigi is fine. He's acknowledging Gigi here, and Gigi's such a fighter. And he's also trying to communicate as well how strong Gigi was in transition, because they were together at first, but now she's way up higher than him. But it's a positive thing. It's like a really, really positive thing. And and it's not a negative thing. Again, he chose to be here because of his personal assessment, which I tell him, again, Kobe, you would be much more available for your family, like to go ahead and allow the process to take place to ascend into your highest levels of power. But he doesn't want to lose this density. I don't know how to explain it. So here he is, and he's very experienced. He is very much so strong. So don't have to worry about this. He's not making any wrong choices, and he's not like in a negative place. He's in a good place. He's just like he was before. That's it. He's just transitioned into another form. That's it. But he's just like, just like you decide you want to get up and go into another room. He's gotten up, he's gone to another room. He's now, almost like just it would be sitting down, observing this conversation, thinking, communicating, and that's what it is. it's not the most exciting thing because he, again, Kobe, you can't, I don't even want to say you can't, but you've always had a higher purpose, even in this earth and after this, and you will, um, you be much more active and involved, like ascending higher to reconnect with the. Yeah, it's a long conversation. Your dad, he is a stubborn man, but he is doing what is right. He is doing what out of love. He is doing what he feels best based on his assessments, which he's got very good judgment. So just because I kind of jokingly don't agree with him getting off the conveyor belt and stopping this transition doesn't mean anything negative. But in any case, he does not want you worried about Gigi. He wants you to really trust and know that she has always been, like him, a great troubleshooter. And it's not that she's experiencing trouble. A great navigator. Well, yeah. I mean, not that she's not a great navigator, but what are you trying to tell me? Maybe great navigator isn't the way, but that she knows she's strong. Leave it at that. Yeah, sorry. She's strong. I don't want to confuse you. I think if I say things too specifically, you may be like, well, she really wasn't good with direction. She really wasn't good with her GPS, or you know what I mean? So that's why I got distracted. In saying it felt like something like maybe her sense of direction, like maybe she, her sense of direction wasn't the greatest, like many other people. I don't know. I mean, like just like knowing which way is north and this and that. So maybe it was a something, but she's a good, she's in a good place. She's good. She's good. She's good. She's good. There's nothing. And he wants you to know that her transition, he is super proud of her transition. I think he worried for her initially, but you will forgive me, but it has to, this is the energy line. She transcended like a champ. Okay. Like she came into her light, she came into her flow, she owned every minute of it. And because she spent a little over a decade on this earth, she didn't have a lot of maybe density or karma, not even karma. I don't want to use karma in the wrong words, but to be I don't even want to say entangled, but to be involved with and woven or something. So she kind of is like a Skywalker, like a light hopper, or like something like she's able to do stuff obviously kind of fast. So that as well. I see what Kobe doesn't want to spend one moment of time not being able to observe you guys in this moment. They both were trying to do things for you while they were still transitioning, almost like somebody trying to walk while they're having surgery done, trying to walk, trying to help. Oh, I got to get over to so and so. What about so and so? Like you see in the movies, kind of every once in a while, you'll see somebody like trying to worrying about someone else, but they're not fully in a position to physically make that happen. So the both of them were really very, very, very passionate about really communicating with the family, making sure you all were together, sending light and healing light and just sending presence to you, trying not to have you feel a void. And that's why he's not leaving. It's made very clear to me now. I should have known that before, like duh. But even still, I tell Kobe, no, I didn't know that before. Okay. When you're channeling, when you're trying to discern all this stuff, like you get a little you know, I want to say off mentally, but you get a little, you know, like maybe even scattered. Um, the transitioning would take him maybe into another consciousness right now, and he didn't want to have to deal with that. He wants to be very focused, wants to make sure you guys are all right. At another time, that will happen, and it'll be a while. He is very much so. Even showing up here as the king of earth. I heard he's a Virgo. He's showing up here as the king of earth, which is a Virgo, an earth sign. So he is very much into having certain levels of control. He is very much, you know, having a grip. Not to say he wouldn't have a grip, but, you know, so he really is not, he doesn't want one eye closed, and that anybody can understand that. He doesn't want one eye closed on you guys, period. So he stopped his transition, and I see why. Okay. He doesn't want it for a split second, and that transition would kind of cause him to, you know, levels of consciousness and things like that. You know, and it could be as well. Let me see something. Yeah, he's like, see this? He's like almost in suspended animation, but he's not in suspended animation to the point where he's like unconscious, but he doesn't want to deal with transcending right now. That's what this hangman typically sort of represents, but on a different level typically. But yeah, he's not doing that right now because he wants to be very, very focused and very present for you. There's also this issue of this other woman who is going to try to come out with something. You all need to know ahead of time that he says you are his family. You are his first and foremost. You are his always and everything. And no one should come out with anything making you feel otherwise. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is. But whatever is to supposedly come out, which would be very, very annoying. You know, you are with this card, you are innocent, and he, you know, just watch people. It's at school, keep your best friends and your really good people close to you, but do not be afraid. And there are these elements. He feels, you know, his family. There's so much love here. Oh my God, energy feels so good here on my hand. There's so much innocence and purity with his family. And you know what, Colby, I want to tell you, the right thing's it's gonna be a little muddled. It's gonna be a little, you know, you may take a small bit of a hit for a little while, but it'll come through. It'll come through properly. It'll come through. There's a warrior card and the God card, and God always makes sure that things come through in the proper light. So, I mean, he just looks at the family as very innocent of this and is really, really good people, but also, you know, just don't let things in. Because I feel like this person is watching and looking and, you know, there are some money hungry whores out there. I hate to say it like that. I apologize. He's just saying be on guard with that, but you are always his beautiful child. Always, 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 always. And there's Gigi. And that, you know, for you to keep learning and stay grounded and focus on your studies, and that's it. And he does want you to also be athletic. I don't know if you play, but to really stay grounded, ruthlessly almost, in who you are and what you can do, and those things of those sorts, because there will be, you know, there may be one or two things that come in with, you know, there'll be, manipulated with these really negative energies here. So to also just energetically protect yourself, or shield, not rather than protect, because there's no protection needed. But if you also are writing poetry, drawing, anything, he's like, go into that free flow, full of confidence. Um, he just really is thinking nothing about you, nothing but about you and all of his children. So, Kobe, is there anything else? He just wants you real guys to really know how amazing a job Gigi did in her transition. I can't believe he's like talking like this, but he wants you to know that and know she is super strong. He's like, hell, I'm learning from her. Like how I want to say how beast she is in her transition, like how beast she is. And yeah, she helps him somewhat. And you guys are all amazing and so strong. And he's learning from all of you. He's learning from Vanessa, even with the way she's handling this situation. He's learning from her. So what else, Colby, would you really like to say? Something very specific? Something very specific? I think he's like communicating to me like he may be concerned that I worried you guys when I said he didn't transition. He's like, I got this and I can do it when I'm ready. And it's true. So I'm gonna put that aside. What else, Kobe? What else? Again, this is about transitioning. I feel like he's really talking about Gigi. I think he's telling you about how amazing she's doing. I think he's also telling you, do not hold on. Gigi, again, light bringer. Gigi can, I guess Gigi has kind of come from a world where or incarnated from a line of energy or a world where she can navigate really easily through a lot of stuff. So I guess she'll be kind of leading him as well. Why do I see this? What is he telling me? During the helicopter crash, oh my God, I'm so sorry to say it like that, Jesus. What he is telling me is that I don't know if she said something like, let's be strong for mom, and they held hands. Let's be strong for mom. Whatever the case is, that she was very strong. Her spirit will not stay away from you all. You can reach her through prayer. Okay. And what else is going on here? She really does not want you guys. She can see you guys have been sleeping horribly. She does. It's so important for you guys to know that in the last moments of the window between this life and their life now, that it wasn't horrible. They are so intent on telling you that they saw what was they saw what was happening like a boss. Gigi having this man's DNA. They decide, it's almost like, they held hands and this is what it is. And let's be strong for mom. So I'm sure that you may have even felt their energy be very strong. So it's so important that you do not misinterpret that they had suffered in those last moments, um, but that they actually saw the truth of what was happening. They immediately knew their immortality, that they have divine immortality is such a bad word, everlasting life, let's say. They know that, and there was just this faith thing, you know. And I do believe it. Gigi said something like, let's be strong for mom. Because I think that she kind of knows, maybe Vanessa is a little bit on the spiritual side. Like, I think Vanessa, she may have an altar even. Um, they're also saying maybe nothing, don't, I would say that to Vanessa, they're saying they don't need like any extra spirits getting involved, just even burning strong white candles. Let me see before I move on to the next sentence. Hold on. Strong, I think strong white candles, and a preference for God-based, if anything, like just God-based stuff is what they're telling me. They're also saying as well, to please have somebody else do the cleaning, please have somebody else, do. I'm sure you have had help around the house and stuff like that in the past, but just let someone else cook. Let someone else right now also make things work, because you deserve a break. And the only way to get back to your strength in your soul is to just allow somebody else to do the things around the house, like a garbage that needs to be taken out, or the Tuesday meter check, or whatever, you know, even a trusted friend running the kids to maybe the little soccer practice for now. I'm not sure. I don't want to speak for that, but they are saying so much. It's so important for you right now to really nurture yourself, because I see for a long time you plan on running things and not getting involved with any. I'm not, even to be quite honest, not sure that you will ever be involved with anyone else. I just don't really see that here right now. That could change, but the line of energy right now is running a family business, the Bryant business. Yeah. For fire comes up, that's another family card. It's really just family centered, family based. So if you're going to do things like that in that manner, Vanessa, it feels weird to give you advice. Um, is that you are making sure that you take care of yourself, and you are delegating small things. You are delegating even down to small, even like down to laundry for right now. I mean, dry cleaning, pickup, all of this. But they are acknowledging how super a woman you are, and how amazing you are handling this, and just your grounded, unbelievable amount of strength in this. Let me see if they want to talk about anything else. The transition has been fine. What else did they want to tell me about this? Hold on, please. They're definitely really, I really feel like more so for Gigi, who comes in not as little Gigi, but more as a woman now, like her full on adult spirit. Um, is to definitely be sure not to look into this as if it were a tragedy. Like there's a tremendous amount of spiritual power that is lost, personal power that's lost in viewing it that way. She so does not want you to think that it's so important that you, I'm sorry, this is all over the place, that you just don't view things in a way where someone is feeling subjected to outside elements or whatever. She is definitely saying no. Everything is really fine. Um, they are fine. Kobe is the same person he has been, and Gigi is fine. She's navigating a lot. She's a really good navigator, like, and she will be coming back in full force. Oh, I think that's what she is trying to tell me. I will be coming back in full force. She is doing. Um, she is transitioning. She's doing. She's picking. She decided to transition one, I think because Kobe is staying down here, and two, so there's someone on watch, let's say, and two, her ability to travel and to be close and to she'll have some kind of spiritual power to like to make things kind of energetically happen. I don't know how to explain that. You'll get it, but by going up and reconciling with her higher self. I say selves, and reorientating. Not that she was disorientated, but just there are a whole bunch of things that she's doing in her ascension, and it's for the purposes of her to be able to come back in full force. She will be able to navigate higher world and more dense worlds. So she is really, really good, and she's coming back to finish up some things, and she does want to be able to help. There was something that I think maybe Natalia is trying to finish, some kind of life cycle, some kind of project, maybe some kind of something, or Gigi wants to energetically be in a position to help her. You guys know will need to know that these beloved people are so dedicated to being in your corner. They will not leave. I pray that you will have the blessing of being able to feel them because they are so hardcore around. I'm going to go ahead and begin to transition this out. And again, I think Kobe is I just feel like something was definitely suspect, and I don't know that I should, and that might come out. That might come out in the media as well. And they want you to make sure that you are holding on and being, uh, having this emotional stability, and knowing that this is not something, they're deeper and higher energetics things. They're not all 100% in integrity with other people being able to sort of harness unresolved energetics that people have and take advantage of that. I don't know if that would even make sense to you. I apologize. I'm not going to explain it any further due to a number of circumstances here. But he wants you to know this is not a victim thing. This is not something, this can't just happen to you. So hold on to your energy, retrieve your light. You're ensured to have a very long, beautiful life. He will be here with you every step of the way, always looking, always going. And for him to step off his own transition because he not for 1 nanosecond wants an eye off of you all is showing you how great he is, how comfortable he is, how good he is. He's not disoriented. And I've seen people who have transitioned, I'm not going to say but people who are really in despair and things like that. And he's very good. He's and he's very confident, and he's very invested in seeing you all. Um, excuse me. And Gigi is absolutely unbelievable and amazing. If you do feel that she did not get to finish something here, she actually is finishing it on the other side, in that she is all of her development, navigation, all of these things that she's absolutely perfecting. It's a similar line of energy, so she is getting and doing, and she's doing even bigger and higher and with more effectiveness, let's say, than she could even achieve here. She's doing a lot more in a shorter period of time, and she'll be able to do a lot more for you as well, which she fully intends on doing. So they are not going anywhere. And they are saying for you both, not speaking to the younger children, but just speaking to Vanessa and Natalia. And that's the way he says Natalia. I never say Natalia like that. So he kind of channeled that through. But that you guys are especially keeping in the highest forms of unencumbrance from this situation, and the confusion that there is such a high opportunity for there to be in this situation of feeling like this is something that just happened, as opposed to what I've already explained. So that right there, I'm going to go ahead and begin to close this energy down. I hope that all is well. And let's see, actually, there's something here for Natalia as well. There's a purpose that you have, because of this sensitivity that you have, that you can be a high level liberator on this earth, and you are well needed to do that. And they know that you can take this situation, and I apologize, I think Kobe thinks it's okay to show this, that you will take this situation and you will be able to help scores of people going forward in the future, and being able to show them how to step in their power around situations that could cause a lot of trauma. They see you as being able to transcend that, and they are behind you. So with full force, your father believes in you so hard and is so excited to see you excel in that way and to carry on his legacy in that way. And his legacy is a legacy of assisting on lifting humanity and running in step by step, just the way that he sees Vanessa, like that's day by day stoicism, that way of showing up, but to show up day by day, one foot forward in front of the other, in your strongest and highest energy, without tearing yourself apart, in your integrity, with surmounting, so that you will inspire people to be in their highest levels. And that has been shown in every single portion, from him loving to work with women, from him working on his own thing, from him talking about the power of his wife, being so strong in so many moments, and learning from her stoicism, and from him like being that solution maker, You know, there's so many things, and I apologize. There's somebody like fucking looking at me like, oops, excuse me. Again, they want to remind you, don't, whatever is going to come out, don't leave it and be, you know, really ruthless about keeping that out of your spirit. There also is some negative gossip that might come out. I'm sorry to shake that at the camera. And for you to really remain a visionary, don't lose any light over anything, and continue to liberate, because that's what you can do. And you definitely are able to take and transmute this experience. You have the literal spiritual power to do that, Natalia, and really turn it into something beautiful and vision, not beautiful, but an experience in the collective that helps lift and transmute a lot of trauma from others, that turns it into something that would be viewed from a higher God level as a beautiful result of this. So, and a beautiful way of you taking power over your life. And I do think that you may be meeting someone in the next a couple of years or so, or even year, you know, by the time you were 21, who is a very special young man as well. Somebody who also does humanitarian work as well, and is super, yeah, definitely is super yeah, there's a lot going on here. There's a lot going on here. There'll be stuff going on with the estate. You guys may have to deal with a couple of weird lawsuits. Please, whatever you do, allow the attorneys to handle it. Don't get involved. Don't allow it to get in your spirit to take it personally, because there is, I don't want to say warfare on, like, you just retreat into prayer, retreat ruthlessly, even, because there will be a couple of things, there will be some things around you and some people you may have to ignore. But there will be this nice young man who is also, I think there's a chance he may be from England too. I think he's a black man, a black young man from England, I think. But there's, I first saw him as like American, but then I just got like a flash that he might be from England as well. But in any case, or Nigerian, um, maybe Nigerian American, not sure. Anyway, so but this person will be a person of integrity, and this is someone who will really treat you with the highest levels of respect that your father is looking for. Someone to treat you with. You're gonna know, you'll know it, and he'll be there watching and making sure and helping you with your energetics. So make sure you are going to those spaces where you go, that imaginary space that you and he only know about. He will be there to meet you in your dreams. Look, yes, all of the sweet story time, the magic, the sweetness. And you also may, I apologize, pardon my nails. You also may send up love and energy through that sweet space to him as well. And to Gigi. Gigi's on her way back to you guys. Gigi is gonna have stuff handled. Gigi is rocking. This is what Gigi's gonna be doing for you guys. And that's it. They're going. She's really going to be establishing. It's interesting. Maybe it's the limits of my own mind, but I think she has read something already, like where she's going to be establishing a portal. Yeah, I think so. A portal, and it will be easy for Colby to ascend and then be able to travel through her, because she's angelic. I know this. Oh my God, I know this. Sorry. Yeah, because he's more of an earth person. So I mean, his transition would be a lot more time. He cannot travel as easily as her. And so she will be a conduit for him. So I think that she already kind of knew that. And that's why she went off. But she knows his dedication and integrity to his family. And those two are going to be together, and they will be greeting. As I said, Vanessa will be living a very healthy life, but they will be there for her when she finally decides to transition. And they will be there for each and every one of you, but they will especially be there for Vanessa, because Vanessa, in a natural progression, being the oldest person, she will be the one. But that's a long time off. Vanessa's going to live a healthy life. Yeah, look at this. And then this card finally fell out. True love, come to me. So Kobe will be waiting. That's validation. Validation. Okay. All right, guys. It was a pleasure. Kobe, you are crazy as hell. Why am I calling you crazy? I enjoy you, bro. I got mad love for you. Thank you so much for what you've been able to do here. And I'm looking forward to seeing you and Gigi do a lot more. Although you guys are going to be they're going to be family focused for a very long time before delving off into any other projects, because they want to make sure that you all will be okay. And that was something that will never stop. You're going to be able to feel the love. Natalia, you're going to be able to feel the love from your father. That's why it's also important for you to stay in these higher energies. And he wants you to really commit to it the way you know how to commit, the way a Bryant knows how to commit. You are a Bryant. Don't you forget that. Or you are a Bryant. You always remember that. It is in your DNA. You will not look at this, he's saying, you will not look at this as some kind of tragedy or something that happened to them. You know, it's a pathway. It's part of a bigger picture. Don't know why he's having me have this hard communication. It's part of a bigger picture, and so he only wants you to take power from it and not be put into a disempowerment. So it's very important that you be able to stay on the empowerment part of that line, because he will also be able to communicate with you a lot better because of your vibration will be in a higher space than it would be if other things were to go. And let's try to see if we can get you some extra. Wow. Okay, so this is probably also for Gigi too, because I was about to say, oh, okay, this one is for Gigi, Portal of Light. I didn't know there were two, but I'll read the one for Gigi. I'll read the one for Natalia. So Natalia has the power over 7 scorpions. You are being initiated into the magic of conjuring, is to have power to affect lower vibrational forces through your own will and spoken word. You are guided to use this powerful gift with compassion and discernment, with mercy and non-judgment. You can then manage any toxicity in your life swiftly and with great effect. There's not a lot of information there, but it does talk about that liberator card that you had received, and everything that I was telling you about 10 minutes ago, how really staying in this high vibrational spirit. It's going to allow you to ground a little bit more, because I feel like you may have a hard time being 100% present on this earth. That's a sign of a light worker or an empath. Like sometimes the energies and the unfairness, or the energies of the what's going on this earth is a little harsh, so it's hard for people to kind of stay fully grounded. So you may be daydreamy, you may be considered to be a little, I would say, not lackadaisical, but kind of zone out or forget something because you're not paying attention or something like that. But it's not because you are like lacking any kind of intelligence or anything like that. So there's also a big spiritual assignment here for you, and that's an amazing feat for you. And that's another reason why you were incarnated as a daughter of someone who really understood work ethic in the midst of adversity, because you have that training and you have that DNA inside of you to be 100% in God mode, in order to do what your father is asking and not allow this to be translated into a tragedy or to something that happened to you all. These are his words. This is his energetic translation I'm giving to you. So he feels it's okay to speak to you in this manner. So you will be opening up to so much more spiritual power, and there's an initiation in this as well. You will be handling, you'll be able to, I think your clairaudience, you'll be able to hear him say stuff a lot more after doing exactly what he told you in this video. And you will be able to help a lot of people tremendously after this. So Portal of Light, this is Gigi's card. It is only this physical reality that is bound by time and space. You are a conscious being on levels beyond the physical world. You are guided to work with your healing powers beyond the confines of time and space. You will not become ungrounded through such spiritual work. You will not become ungrounded through such spiritual work. You are not leaving your earthly connection behind. You are merely adding to it. She realizes this. We've gone over this. This is amazing. I can't even imagine. I don't even ever use these cards, really. These are the Isis portable cards. This is amazing. I mean, Gigi knows this. And like I said, she is just what I told you about being that portal of light. I don't know where that card is, but she's going to be providing a portal of light where Colby can move easily through to the family, because she can transcend worlds really easily, as I mentioned. But I don't know where that card is, but you'll remember from earlier. It's something similar to this, but it was like down into a tree on Earth. So she'll be providing that portal of light through which he'll be traveling to you guys as well, back and forth, and being with you guys at multiple times while being in other places as well. So that is it. Thank you for Colby for trusting me to come forward with this communication, and I hope that it landed well, and I hope that it goes to the people that you intended to go to, and that the communication is what it needs to be. Thank you, guys. I send assurance and light to the family, the Bryant family. And there was so much in this video that I know you guys will just be getting kind of what you sort of need, let's say. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close this energy line down. And thank you, Gigi. Thank you, Colby. And thank my team and my guides as well for bringing in this communication. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye now.